Welcome to Willow Springs Raceway in Roseman, California. It's going to be our track walk and demo lap by JT Motorsports. Hopefully this will show you the track a little bit better and help you understand each of the different corners. Turn 1 is a typical 90-degree corner. You're going to enter to the right where the 4 braking cones are, come into the apex at the inside alligator strip, and drive out to the outside, and there's a cone for the drive-to point to drive out to. Turn 2 is an interesting corner. It's a long right-hand turn. As you exit turn 1, you drive across the track to about half or three-quarter track, and then enter turn 2 real narrow, and you'll see where I've drawn in, there's a ditch there. It's a drainage ditch that's a good aim-to point to enter. You'll come out about half track and look for some cracks that I've highlighted here, and then bring it back in tight by the corner working station on the exit of 2, and then drive out to the outside of the track on the very exit. Turn 3, 4, and 5 make up the Omega. When you look at it here on the satellite view, you can see why they call it the Omega. It looks like the Greek letter. Turn 3 is a uphill banked left-hander. So on the first part of the corner, it's highly banked. You can get a lot of corner entry speed here. You'll see there's 3 braking cones on the right as you enter 3. You enter 3 real tight. It's a late apex right on the rumple strip. Your knee should actually be over the rumple strip. You then stand the bike up and drive directly at turn 4A, which is the first rumple strip on the inside of 4. You bring it out wide on the top part of 4, and then you apex a second time for 4B, and you'll see the pothole that I've highlighted there. After 4B, you drive out wide to the edge of the track to set you up for the braking zone entering turn 5. You'll stay wide until you turn into 5. You'll brake on the rumple strips on the right side, and then turn towards the rumple strip on the inside or the left side of turn 5. Turn 5 is an off camber, meaning it falls away from the corner, so you actually have more lean angle than you think into the corner, so it's actually the slowest corner on the track. Exiting turn 5, you want to exit as far to the left as you can to set you up to turn into turn 6 on the way up the hill, so that you actually get your turning done on the way up the hill into 6. You want to short shift the bike on the way into 6 to keep it from doing a wheelie over the entrance to 6, where it kind of levels out and you get the top of the table or the top of the crest there. They call it Monroe Ridge. And then drive to the exit cone on the outside of 6. Getting a good drive out of 6 is really important because it sets you up for a good back straight and a nice entry into 8. Turn 7 is called the wings leg. Hardly a turn at all on a motorcycle. You just kind of bend it into the left a little bit so that you enter turn 8 from far to the left. You're going to enter turn 8 narrow. You want to get in real tight on the entrance to 8 and follow it around on the inside of the track until you see the Toyota building. Once you see the Toyota building in front of you, that's when you start to drift wide and you head out towards the outside of the track. And there's a cone to aim at to keep you out wide on the entrance to 9. Once you see that cone, you'll also see some cracks out wide, and I'll pause it and show you the cracks. You then turn in to 9 from as wide as you can stay out, and as late, you then apex 9 and drive out. Staying wide on the entrance to 9 is the key to good corner speed and getting through 9 very quickly. Make sure you drive all the way out to the outside of the track on the exit of 9, because you have a long front straight to move back over to the right side. And that's one lap around Willow Springs from the satellite view. Next we'll do it from the seat of a bike. Okay, as we come down the front straight, we move all the way to the right side to get ready and set up for the braking markers. There's 4 sets of cones entering turn 1, a 4 cone, 3 cone, a 2 cone, and a 1 cone. You turn in towards the apex just past the 1 cone, and you want to watch. There's a patch about 3 feet off the apex of turn 1, and you'll see it there where I've got it circled in red. The patch is a little bit bumpy. That's where the cars move the pavement around. Right from the rumple strip to that beginning of that patch is perfectly smooth, and you want to try and put the motorcycle right there, put the tires on that smooth part. and then drive through turn 1 out to the exit cone. And I've circled the exit cone here just so you can see where it is. It's hard to see in the sun. Okay, you have plenty of time to move back over to the left after exiting turn 1 in order to set up for turn 2. Now on the way into turn 2, you want to go in real shallow, real narrow, and enter on the right, and you'll see a ditch, and I've circled it here. You can see that's the first apex of turn 2. You want to head into that, and then you're going to allow your line to open up and go a little bit wider so that you get out towards the center of the track in the middle of the section, and you'll see there's a large crack out here that I've circled. Once you've actually been out there about half track, you'll see that. That's when you kind of turn and start to tighten the line up for a second apex right outside the corner working station. You'll see I've circled the corner working station in yellow, and the apex there. Go across that patch and drive way out wide on the exit of turn 2 so you can get on the gas real early. Move back across the track towards the braking markers on the entrance to turn 3. I've circled the first braking cone so you can see where it's at. Okay, as we pass the braking cones and we get hard on the brakes and downshift, we set up for a hard left-hand corner, turn 3, which is uphill and banked. So you can really get a lot of lean in here and not worry about it, because the track will help you with it. This is a lot of people's first opportunity to drag a knee through turn 3. Turn 3's got a little bit of a late apex, and you want to get real close to the apex, and then it's a straight line from there to 4A. A lot of the new guys coming to the track try and make 2 turns out of 3 and 4A when it's actually just a straight line up the hill, and you'll see that. Okay, as you enter 4A, you go over the patch, and you actually go straight past it a little bit farther, up to about half track, 3/4 track, and you'll see another crack that I've gone ahead and circled here so you can see the reference point I use. And then you're going to turn it really hard here back down towards the exit of 4B. I like to call it the pothole. You'll see it circled right here on the right side of the inside of the track, and then we drive all the way out wide and use the track, and we stay wide down the hill so that we can brake in a little bit more of a straight line coming down the hill into turn 5. Okay, the entry to turn 5 is a little bit tricky because it's a downhill off-camber corner. We're going to go in, we want to make a little bit of a late apex. You can see the rumple strip there. We want to be around a little bit to the backside of it, and you want to continue turning around the backside of the corner because the drive up the hill to 6, you want to get over about 3/4 track to the left, which gives you the ability to turn into 6 on the uphill portion. So if you can get your turning done on the uphill banked portion into 6, you can get the turning done early and stand it up near the apex and drive down the hill off the backside to the drive point cone, and then you can stay on the throttle all the way through turn 7, which really isn't much of a turn, and into turn 8. Okay, as we go through turn 7, all we want to do is move over to the far left of the track so we can set up to turn 8 all the way from the left. We've marked that there for you. You turn into turn 8, you roll off the throttle a little bit as you turn in, and then get back on the gas, and you want to stay in real tight. You want to be right on the inside of the track. Gives you a lot more room if there is any problems, and it's a really long corner. As you see the Toyota building starting to come up, that's your key to start driving out wide to set up for 9. So as soon as you can line up with the right side of the Toyota building, you start to drive out to the outside of the track and look for a big crack out there on the left. I've circled it. Keep driving around on the outside on the left, and you'll see a second crack. We're going to stay right there with that second crack, and then as you start to see a really bleached out patch of pavement on the left, that's my cue to turn in. There's also the entry or the initial part of the curbing entering turn 9 is another key to finally turn into 9. You want to keep from turning in too soon or it'll ruin your drive out. The apex of 9 is clearly marked with a cone on the inside of the track. You want to get as close as you can to that cone, and there's a small dip in the middle of the corner. Don't worry about it. Just drive right through it. Get on the gas as early as you can and drive out to the outside edge near the pit in, and then you can gently move across the front straight to set back up for your braking markers at the end of the front straight. That's one full lap of Willow Springs International Speedway, 2.5 miles, 9 turns by JT Motorsports. Now why don't you enjoy it at full speed.